All right, how is this one looking? I can't get back to, to the live dashboard now. Are we back? I very unscientifically changed multiple things. And yeah, we'll just have to guess if that did it. Let me know how the stream looks now. What exactly are you doing, Came Late? No, we just started. Only a couple minutes into this. This is a new Mac Mini with, you know, it's the base model Mac Mini. Trying to run OBS and kind of stream the way I'm used to. But actually, I changed the setting and it's even higher CPU now than it was before. But it's not saying I've dropped any frames, so who knows? But you know, this new operating system, this new processor and everything, like no one is really ready for this stuff. But I don't know, if I have to, then I'll stream on PC and I'll find a way to operate the Mac but send the video and the audio over to the PC. Seems like this is working a little bit better, even though the CPU is much higher. I'm at almost 40% CPU, and I lowered the resolution, so we'll see. But yeah, let me know how's the quality. Does it look okay? Sound okay? YouTube saying stream is healthy, which is better than last time we saw. Is it like choppy? Is it anything? If I disable the preview in OBS, I shouldn't need to. Yeah, I mean, from my PC, I was able to stream 2560 by 1440. You know, no problem. Taking a 4K video signal and sending it out, and I don't think I ever had a problem other than like bad internet. And I didn't actually check that. I know that there's actually cable workers outside working on stuff, so we'll see. It's a little choppy. Yeah, I don't know. I can disable the preview. All right, so let's just go through all the scenes. Let's see if this like breaks. So here's starting soon screen. Video seems to be working. Hi. Screen capture. How many tracks can Reaper handle in Apple M1? It depends on the version of Reaper you're using, because there's two different ones. It seemed like a lot. Like, I don't know. In the last stream, we tested, what was it? Over 1,000 plugins, or 1,000 of Reaper's most intense stock plugin. We had over 1,000 of them. It was working fine, but then I was having trouble with the stream. So, do I prefer Mac or PC in terms of performance? I like them both for different reasons. Either is a good option. I was just kind of missing Mac. Mac feels more comfortable for me. But I'm using a PC keyboard, and that's like, it's like learning Reaper for the first time. It's just like I can never figure out the right keys because the Windows and the Alt key are swapped on Mac. So I'm like, they're just lost. And a lot of keyboard shortcuts now need two hands for like, you know, deleting. It's Command Delete, and you can usually use your right thumb and the delete key. But now I have to use my left finger and my right hand. Like, yeah, just a mix. I got the base model. It's a 8 gig 512 SSD. It's a refurbished, so, you know, there's only a few available, and, you know, just getting a good deal. Is it sufficient for audio? It seems to be. If you're using the Apple, the ARM64 version of Reaper, then you are limited to... Oh, come on, Stream Deck. Okay, Stream Deck doesn't want to work today. Hang on a sec. Yeah, it's just... There we go. There are two versions of Reaper for the new Macs right now. So there's the Intel version, the x86 64, and there's the ARM64 version. They have different capabilities right now. So the Intel version requires every plugin and everything to be kind of translated through Rosetta 2. But in my experience, it's all worked really well. It's basically, you know, how I would expect an Intel processor to work with that. So I haven't run into any issues with that yet. With the ARM64 version, you're kind of limited to just the stock plugins right now, unless the plugin companies have ARM64 builds for all the plugins. So the last video I did was about setting up Reaper for Mac with the ARM64. At that point, I hadn't actually installed any plugins. So, you know, now I'm kind of using both. And I'll actually show you here. Oh, come on. None of my things are linked to my Stream Deck right now. Okay. So I'll show you my applications folder. I decided to do a portable install. And so here's my Reaper folder. And I've got the ARM64 build here, and I've got the Intel build here. So it's the only other thing of note here is that the user plugins has both versions of Repack and SWS in here. And so that seems to have solved it. Reaper just picks the right one when it loads, depending on which version of Reaper you start. So I just put the Intel one in my dock, so that's kind of like, that's the default one I'll use. But if I'm going to a project, I don't know, I'll just open one at random. You can right click, open with, and then choose which one to open. So right now it's like, if I want to try out all the completely new bleeding edge stuff, I can choose the ARM64 version. Otherwise, I choose the other version, and that gives me all my plugins and everything. Can I try Reaper in Linux? Probably not. 2 operating systems is already a lot for my brain to handle right now. Is there a Studio One-like theme for Reaper? Possibly. You'd have to check the Reaper stash and the Reaper forum for that kind of stuff. I don't really keep track of it. You guys don't let me use custom themes other than like my own, because I'd spend every live stream answering the question, what theme is that? And I used to in I don't know, the 2015 or 2016 when I first started making videos for, well, I guess it was earlier than that. When I first started making videos for Reaper, it was like I would just use my regular setup, and every single video people would be asking what theme that was, and it just, I gave up. I can't have nice things. Okay, I need to check my Stream Deck to make sure that everything is set up here. All right, so if I press this button, we get 2 camera angles. If I press this button, it's just the phone. big camera zoomed. That one's not linked. Something I want to figure out today is audio routing, because I actually haven't done that yet. So I can zoom in, check my focus. That looks good. Main zoomed. Main. All right, this one will be two cameras and screen capture. And this one. I've got both computers set up at my desk right now, the PC and the Mac. They both have PC keyboards, and I keep using the wrong one. I keep using like the keyboard for the PC and the mouse for the Mac at the same time. And I'm like, it's just, I gotta figure out something. I gotta get one of those like those switchers for USB out or something like that. What's this scene called? Two cameras. And where's the screen capture? Oh, I didn't set this up fully yet. Reaper should get a feature where the theme name can be displayed. I mean, even if I put it in the description of the video, no one reads that. And I have to like make it top comment every time. Okay, so what was I doing here? Okay, if you guys want to see this, I'll go to, wait, how do I do this? Studio mode. There we go. So I will do main. I can't tell which mode we're on now, but I'm going to edit this one. All right. How is the video stream from the iPhone done? It's EpoCam. Another option is OBS.Ninja, which is like a web app. It's a little worse quality. EpoCam, when it's working, works really, really well. And on this new Mac, I don't even remember installing the driver for it. I must have done it, but today when I was looking for the software to download, I couldn't find it. So I don't know. But this is working. Now wait a sec. I did use this phone for my last live stream as the full camera. I don't know. Anyways, this is wireless right now, and the latency is, this seems pretty good. It's a little lagged, but pretty good overall. So what was I doing here? I'm setting up a scene with two cameras and a scene, the display capture. So, so these would probably be a little bit smaller. They're 720 tall right now. Can I select them both? No. I don't know. What should I do here? Okay, lots of questions about Linux. Okay, so I always use the calculator for this stuff. So I know it's 2560 originally. gotta do 1.75. Nope. 0.75. No, that's larger than I've got here. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but hard when I'm thinking about other stuff here. There we go, that'll work. Okay, how does that look? How does that scene look for you guys? So I could see that being like, I've got one camera like overhead and one that's showing Reaper or the browser or something like that. And go between this scene. Let's get out of this. So this is the normal screen capture screen, and then this would be another one. That seems okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, I'm liking that. I think. Yeah. Okay, ebook cam is working. I don't have a BRB screen. That's one I need to make. So yeah, just feel free to ask questions. On topic preferred, but it's fine if not. I'm just going to be building scenes in OBS here. Oh yeah, you guys are going to be blind until I get this figured out. I got to go to studio mode. Transition. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to do kind of the video work first and then do figure out the sound stuff next. Yeah, I believe I already answered that question. I'm not going to use Linux. That's if someone else is using Linux, they should definitely be making YouTube tutorials about that. But other than like a few setup things, I think it's pretty much the same. But Reaper for Linux, that could be a profitable niche for someone. Maybe not though, because I mean it took over 5 years for me to make any money from YouTube. So, yeah. Let's see, what was I doing here? Yeah, fit to screen. That's what I was looking for. And what was the other thing? Text. I make money? Yeah, I make money. The Reaper blog is my job. And last year was the best year so far. Okay. All right. So here's the scene that I'm working on right now. I just need to. I can never get this like lined up properly. It's so hard to get it like. I know it doesn't matter, but it matters to me. Damn it. All right. There we go. Just a slight tweak. And so that's a BRB screen, and ideally it would mute my mic as well, but I have a mute button on this mic, so I'm not worried about that. How can you change MIDI note colors inside MIDI track? My notes blend in with the color of the MIDI track, and it's hard to see them for some colors. So like the default item color. Let's see. So let's hide that for now. Default item colors would be in the theme tweaker. Oops. And so I guess they would follow, like, do you mean in the track or in the editor? If you mean in the track, I think it would follow the peak color. Medium item peaks, odd colors, even colors. So let's put in a MIDI item here and add some notes. So there's one at C. So with default colors, well, mine's not default, but I think you know what I mean. With these default colors for the project, I'm seeing this color. This is an even track, so I'm going to change this peak color to pink. Does that make a difference? Yeah, when it's unselected, and you also have to do selected. So MIDI notes within the range view need to be set like that. But that's also going to affect MIDI item peaks, unless you're using the spectral peak mode like I'm using here. So that's why you didn't see the waveform change. But if I change this to normal peaks and put it onto an even track, that changed the color. So something to be aware of. The colors of the peaks and the MIDI notes in the arrange view are linked. Let's go back to my theme. Okay. So then in the MIDI editor, there's different ways of coloring this. So view, color note by velocity, channel, pitch, source using color map, track, media item, voice. And when coloring, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. And when coloring track or media item, use color theme for selected note body, use color theme for selected note border, color theme for unselected note body, and theme color for unselected note border. So there are a lot of options there. And then one more thing to look at is in the preferences and MIDI. No, it's going to be, I think, under appearance media. Nope, appearance somewhere. Somewhere in here, there's a thing to load. I think. I thought there was a file you could load. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was in preferences somewhere. You can change you could load a color map. I definitely talked about this in a video within the last year. I just don't see it right now. Someone probably knows in the chat. Should be able to make an action on your Stream Deck to mute. Yeah, so smart. Great idea. Totally forgot I could do that. All right. So Stream Deck and Streamlabs. So if I go to BRB, I'll have to, can I do this? I'm not 100% sure I can do this, but I'll delete that and then do a macro multi-action. And gonna load a scene and mixer, I guess. So the scene will be BRB, and my mixer will be mic and deactivate. Now I think I need the other mode, don't I? I think I need the multi-action switch. Because it needs to turn it on and off, right? I have to watch the no, don't worry about. Unless you're planning on streaming, yeah, don't worry about it. You ever considered doing audio podcast again? I'm doing an audio podcast. The Mastering Show. A lot of people miss that. A lot of people that even listen to The Mastering Show forget that I am on it. So, or they just completely miss the beginning where we introduce ourselves. I always think that's hilarious. Someone was congratulating me for being a guest. I'm like, I've been the editor for like 4 years and a co-host for 3. So I don't know if it's really that long, but yeah, I am on that. I'm on that show. Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing this right. I can definitely mute it, but I don't know how to unmute it after. Well, I do have a mic mute thing. No, I'm just going to do the regular multi-action. I know that I could put my audio sources into each scene, but making changes to all of them at once just becomes a pain. I'd rather have global sources. Audio completely separated from the scenes. Okay, a regular multi-action, which will do a source and a mixer. I had it right the first time. Nope. BRB. Wait a second. Is that? Oh, I did a source. I wanted a scene. Okay, and I want to mute the mic. Deactivate the mic. Okay, and so I'll call this all right. So I press this. Okay, and unmuted with a separate button. Cool. So if I press this button, it mutes. I just have to remember to unmute myself. Cool. Great idea. Thank you so much. Mastering show, you need to promote it better. Yeah, themastering.show.com. It's not, it used to be like a monthly, but 2020, it's like it really messed with our schedule. So yeah, we've done a lot of shows, 76, 78 shows or something like that. Yep, any sort of mastering topic, streaming, labness, that kind of stuff. Do I have any information about VST developers and their plans on adopting the M1 platform? It seems like it will take some time. Yeah, it's actually been slower than I expected. Certain companies jumped on right away and they were pretty much ready to go. Some of the bigger companies have been really slow, and it's kind of weird that it's kind of weird that they haven't figured that out yet. Okay. I got a helicopter coming in. I live near a hospital, and yeah, this fall there's just been so many helicopters. Fall, what month is it? April. Fall and winter, it's been so many helicopters. I think eventually most major companies will support M1 Max. I think because the Rosetta 2 thing has worked really well on its own, it's like they're not they're not doing things as quickly as they could have been, maybe, because it's not like you can buy a new Mac and not have access to plugins, because a lot of the stuff just works fine. So I'll show you what I installed for plugins so far. For VSTs, Amplitude, DP Meter 5, Ozone 9 bundle. I've got the RX7 bundle, Tone Boosters, T-Rax. That's what I've installed so far, and they all seem to be working. In the ARM64 version, none of the isotope or actually this entire list would be empty. It's like DP Meter 5 has a ARM64 build. Everything else was not compatible. So with the T-Rax stuff, it would open as a audio unit, but that would make me lose compatibility with Windows projects. So anything I worked on the past year wouldn't be able to open them on my Mac. So VST or VST3 is super important for me. The RX plugins would open without a UI. Do you have any clue how to make a metronome monometer for a track? A monometer. A monometer. Well, if you've got only a single sound source, it's going to be the mono meters. I don't really know what you mean here. Like if you mono the track, you'll have the meters moving together, right? So I monoed the track. If I increase the width again, they're separate. But tracks in Reaper always have 2 channels or more. So the only other thing you could do is maybe use a JS plugin embedded that shows a single meter. But yeah, you got to deal with that split in it. I don't know. I've never thought about that aspect of it at all. Okay, so let's try to get sound out of Reaper to OBS. And I've got a couple apps for this. I know that Loop Cloud will work. This is what I was using on my Mac before, or my last Mac. So I'm gonna turn off pass-through and take the output of Reaper and so left and right, go to channels 1 and 2. That might be it. That might be all I need to do. So if I play this, no, that's not coming through. Why is it not coming through? I know you guys can hear it through my speakers, but mute when capturing, is that it? No. Oh, I think I just have the wrong device. But it's doubled, isn't it? Restream is only for PC. I was using Restream for the past year, but on Mac, you can't. You need the standalone version of the Reaper VST plugins, and they're only for PC. Okay, so why is it duplicated? Why would that be? I've got 2 separate sources for... I've got a desktop audio and a loopback audio. I want loopback to be on channels 2 and 3. I'm looking at this page here. And yeah, I might adjust this volume. That was pretty loud, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, desktop audio should work. Yeah. It's weird. As soon as I added the routing to this, OBS got it twice. I don't think that my audio, the desktop audio device is set to default. I guess I'll set it to disabled. Or what is my default device right now? My default output is audio fuse. And my default input is audio fuse. I think. Yeah, it's already set up for input and output. So I guess if I disable default, and then everything will have to run through that. Desktop audio device 2. Yeah, I don't know. Did I lose my mic here? That's weird. I don't see that. That's odd. It's saying that my mic wasn't available. Maybe it's just because it was already in use. Moved from Mac to Windows last year. Can't like Mac interface, is making me homesick. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like, I spent 360 days or something on Windows. I had a MacBook Pro, but I was almost entirely using Windows because it was more powerful. Even though it was a larger system, it was quieter. I could stream with like minimal CPU. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. Still wanted a Mac. As soon as the Mac Minis were announced, I was super tempted. I almost bought one of the Intel 2020. There was an Intel 2020, wasn't there? I think so. But then they announced the M1s, and I waited as long as possible. I finally gave in. All right, let's check the levels here. So that's peaking at -6 in Reaper. And I think it needs to probably be turned down a bit. Probably a frequently asked question, what's the theme you're using? Guys, come on. Didn't I call that? Didn't I mention that earlier in the stream? I don't know if you were watching, Sean, but I addressed that early in the stream. This is just a custom version of Reaper 6 theme. Yeah, I was pretty sure the delay would be gone. It's just odd. I guess OBS found loopback to be the default. And how about levels for that? So if I'm playing back something that peaks at -6, I need to get that mute button working on my Stream Deck. That's going to be loop back. All right. Muted. Unmuted. It's actually lower than my voice. I guess that's fine, actually. I just don't want distorted recordings. The mute didn't totally mute the music. Yeah, because it's coming through my speakers. I'm not using headphones. Balance is good for you. It's pretty comfortable volume in the room, so cool. All right, so actually I have a list. iPhone camera to OBS, we did that. iPhone screen capture to OBS, haven't done that. Maybe I'll save that. It's not that important. iPad capture to OBS. Okay. So, I have 2 iPads now. So, how do I set this up again? I don't remember. I can do OBS Ninja, but the bitrate's kind of low. Going over Wi-Fi and everything is not great. I need a USB-C cable. You guys are saying the volume's good? Good. Okay. So, just gonna play that while you rummage through cables. I guess the only problem is I don't have enough room on the desk. Need another track. Oh, how about if I play this? That's not coming through. Okay, so loopback needs Finder and unmute. Okay, Windows question, what CPU did I have? It's the AMD Ryzen 5 3600. I think that's what it was. How does it compare to the M1 system? It's hard to say because it's so hard to test these things without running into like speed ramping or throttling or something like that. Yeah, Ryzen it's been a very solid system. Like not 100% solid. I think I have 1 or 2 days of downtime a year, but pretty solid overall. But no system is ever 100% perfect. I think I need a slightly longer USB-C cable. Okay, so volume of that one was fine. That is a louder song. Yeah, but all right, so let's see. Let's see if I can get an iPad scene. There's some setting somewhere for screen capture with the iPad. What is it? Anyone remember that? I've done it before. Is it in here? Screen recording? No. Camera? No. QuickTime used to be able to do it. Yeah, there's some like setting you could use to, I don't know. Is it screen mirroring? Can I do that? No. I'm going to my neighbor's Apple TV. That'll be helpful. Apple to use like quantum physics. Yeah. Oh, that just reminded me. I've been adding scenes, but I haven't been adding the what do you call it? The chat scene to it. So let's just check this. Yeah. Gotta add the chats and alerts to every single scene. Okay, yeah. So screen mirror is from Mac to iPad. I just don't want to watch a video right now, you know? Is it under, I thought it was under audio MIDI setup. Okay, so I can enable this here. You guys see this? Yeah. Audio device also permits sending MIDI. All right. We'll try that. And I don't think that does anything for video, but we'll see. All right, so checking again in OBS for video. No, that's not going to do anything. iPad. I'm not sure what that would be, a video capture device or an audio. No. So it's not there. Maybe display capture. I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I very rarely. It might be one of those things that doesn't show up until you restart. Yeah, I definitely didn't do it that way. It might be something I have to restart to do it. Let's try QuickTime though. I always do that. I always click off. New screen recording. I can't choose the source, can I? No, I can't choose the source. I can't even choose iPad as the audio source. Okay, so I don't know about that. Oh, maybe it was a plugin. Did I use a plugin? Need to do movie. Might just not be available as a source in Streamlabs. I've got image, browser source, image slideshow, window capture, audio output capture, display capture, color source, media source, text, audio input capture, video capture device, and scene. So I tried display capture and I tried video capture device. In video capture device, I see Camlink, Epoch Cam, and NDI. So 2 of those are already being used. But yeah, no iPad. It's odd. I would think it would just automatically come up, unless it's like in preferences. Searching for screen. Yeah. I do have a recording app on here, but it wouldn't let me stream it, which is the main thing. Media source is usually like a local file. So, I don't know. Let's see. When did I last use iPad in a video? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't have any idea when that was. All right, well, that's fine. It's not 100% needed. Okay, so there was another audio routing app that I got recently. There's a thing called Ground Control Cube. I have no idea which scene we're on right now. Okay. Let's delete the iPad scene for now. Okay, we are on... We're on the main scene? I think so. So I've got this app called Ground Control Cube. It's like an audio routing thing. They actually emailed me. Ground... What was that? Okay, I gotta hide my screen for a second here. One sec, I just have to check my email to get the link. Sorry, muted still. This, where do I start with? Got to go back to the beginning. Okay, this company, the person that made this app, emailed me yesterday to tell me about their app. Kind of perfect timing because I'm setting up like audio routing and everything today. So this is a free app for Mac with audio routing. Not really like LoopCloud. It's not LoopCloud. Loopback. It's similar to, it would be similar to the pass-through mode in Loopback, where you assign a device an app output to loopback or ground control, and you set it's an input of another app to that. So this is more of a routing, an app with routing, but it has mute, dim, mono built in. And they said later on they're adding VST support. So, so yeah, I don't know 100% if this is going to be useful for me. But if I was to use it, I would set, let's say, ground control 2 inputs. Let's do the zoom in screen, 2 inputs. And then so I'd set my Reaper output to the device ground control 2 channel. And then set my output to, well, I can set it to, I can't set it to the, oh wait, it is on audio fuse. That's why I didn't see it. It's already checked. I can set it to the audio fuse. So if I play in Reaper, I can hear it out my speakers. I'm gonna mute loopback though. So loopback's muted, and yeah, this is controlling the volume of my speakers. Now, how do we set this up in? Yeah, it might seem simpler. We'll see. Like it doesn't let you combine apps. That might be the thing that's like, loopback lets you take multiple outputs and route things, so I can drag the cables around. And like, if I only want everything to go into channel 1 or something, I can do that. So you can make mono mixes and stuff. And you have a volume control for each app. This goes directly from the app without disrupting the audio or changing a different device. It just stopped there because I clicked my mouse. So that's cool, but how do we get this into OBS? Going to audio. Let's set desktop audio 1. No, I think I have to restart this. Oh no, it comes up as a auxiliary device. I'll set this to 3, I guess. 2 channel. And now it looks like you're hearing it. Right? Let me know if you're hearing it. And not from my. I'll mute my mic for now. Good, you hear it. And so I can control it here. So this is exactly like the pass-through mode in Loopback 2, which would look like this. Get rid of that. Pass-through mode works like this. And you get a volume control, right? Or a mute. Otherwise, it works the exact same. If input channels, output channels, you can have up to 64 channels, I think. You could combine things. Well, ground control doesn't let you combine things. So if I select these cables and delete them, I could send outputs 3 and 4 to 1 and 2, and then monitor whatever channels I want on the outputs. So I could send channels 5 and 6 also to 1 and 2. So this loopback is more flexible, but it's more expensive. The loopback is $99. Bit depth might be a bit different. Yeah, I don't know if I can check that. So here's the settings. Ground control 2-channel 48 K 32-bit float. And loopback is, I really doubt you could hear a bit depth difference. Probably the difference would be that I started out at 100% instead of, the volume just slightly lower. But yeah, they're both 32-bit float. So either way seems like a pretty good option, especially because you can choose where things go. You can choose none if you don't want to monitor it. Yeah, so I don't hear it in my headphones now, or my speakers, but you guys are still getting it. So yeah, pretty sweet actually. Yeah, either way, this both seem like good options. What was the other option? Black hole. Have you seen that? Black hole Mac. Oops. My typing is terrible. No. This link. Okay, so black hole, route audio between apps. There's no like interface. You install the driver, restart, and then you'll only have access to it in Audio MIDI setup or in system preferences and sound. But I never got it working with OBS in Mojave on my MacBook. I could never figure it out. So yeah, I guess I have to recommend this one. Ground control from Ginger Audio, gingeraudio.com. Okay, so what else was on the list? I didn't manage to get phone or iPad capture to OBS or sound from iPad. Or did I? Could I get sound from iPad? Let's try that again. Okay, let's take an app like, it's a good app. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I think I need to still set this, enable it. Okay, iPad, you see this? I think so. Can't change it to 48K. It's annoying. But is that sound going somewhere? Okay, it's yeah. sound is going somewhere. I don't think it's going to here. Might be one of those things I have to restart to get any audio sources to show up. Yeah, iPad is not showing up as an input in OBS. It's weird. And when I disable it, it crashes the app. Okay, it's definitely making sounds on its own. And it mutes when I go to this thing. This must be incredibly boring for you. Yeah, okay, well, let's see if can ground control see the iPad? No. Input or output? No. Can loop back? Loopback has iPad. And I muted that. All right, but I can't hear that. So that means I need to... Why can't I hear sound is going to someone's Alexa. Okay, it's just interesting. I don't have an option to route this. See, these other ones have this mute when capturing function, but this one doesn't. So I don't know how I could actually listen to it. Like the through, these checkboxes for through are not visible there. Use this to, I don't want to change that by default. Distorted, overdriven. Yeah, that's this app. It is probably too loud as well, but I could turn it down. Okay, well, I guess I need to set up a monitor for this. Okay, but that might double everything else for me. So, all right, so I will, the flexibility of this is really nice, but it is kind of a pain when you want to do anything simple. So, get rid of these cables too. I'm going to send signal from iPad 1 and 2 to 3 and 4, and then 3 and 4 to 1 and 2. And then now I hear it. And so let's switch to epoch cam. I don't know if I can really get a good angle of this while playing it. Sorry for shaky camera. This is Factory from Sugar Bites. So let's look for ARP. It is pretty loud. Oops. I haven't used this in ages. So it has this matrix with all these different tweak parameters. And so there's, if I want, what do I want? LFO to go to cutoff. LFO1 to cutoff. If I want, I don't know. Oh yeah, and the cool thing about this one is you can set up 2 different tones and morph between them. So you can have completely different settings for each one. Very cool app that I never use because it's on my iPad. Even when I close the app, it's still there. There's another one from Sugar Bytes, I think. Yeah, called Apparillo. And there's these sort of effect processors here that have an influence. They have like a gravitational pull on this thing. I believe this is just the free version of this. I don't even remember how to get back to that screen. No. I really don't remember how to get back to that screen. Orbit. So I can hit record and then move this around. The loop? Don't remember. There we go. So this is a third-party app called Apparillo. It's made by Sugar Bytes, but you can find it on the App Store. Okay. ARP. How do I make that repeat? Are we getting stereo sound? I don't know. Yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff you can do with this just with the free version. But it's just one of those things that, I used to use it when we could go to coffee shops or, sit at Subway and have your lunch and then play around with an app for half an hour. Just sitting around at home, I almost never use this. I got this, I talked about it on the patron show, like the week that I got it, played with it for 10 minutes and then didn't really talk about it that much or think about it. Yeah. So iPad, we got the sound working, can't get the video working, but this is okay quality, I guess. Something that I got the other day was an app called Loom, which is an animation app. So I don't know. So you can do things like that. And then if you want to change the color after, you can easily do that. There's no sound for this, but you can change the FPS. You can change how many frames there are. You can clear it. It's one of those apps that needs two hands. I can do things like add another layer, different color. I can add a shape. I can change the background color. I can swipe to go to the next scene, and it's got onion skin. So let's do like that. Next. Let me know if this is interesting at all. And if not, it's fine. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff on that iPad that there's just not enough hours in the day to like explore it all or even get good at it. So I got this because I thought it would be a cool way to make some little transitional assets and things like that. This is all like vector art, so you can actually like zoom in and out and resize like losslessly. No, that was worse. So I don't really know what I will use this for, but it was kind of fun to play around with. Let's make some sort of, like little lo-fi assets without learning things like After Effects or, hard stuff. Stick characters. Yeah. So, sound from Reaper to OBS. We did that, and we did sound from iPad. Cool. So I actually have two different ways to independently send audio. It's pretty sweet. I guess there's a few people still watching. We got 21 people watching. Switch back to, oops, wrong button. Back to this camera. I'll put the iPad away for now. So, hope you found that interesting. What else is there to do today? There's some lag on my Stream Deck today. It takes a minute for it to catch up, and then by then, I accidentally pressed the wrong button. I just had to ask my wife a question. So, what's happy to answer any questions that you have. I'm not sick of you guys yet. Curious about stats, dropped frames. We did drop some frames, which is pretty good quality overall. The frame rate is a little lower than it should be. It'd be nice if I got a solid 30 FPS, but it's dropped down to like 22. That's annoying. I might end up having to buy a capture card and just stream everything into the PC. Is the format 29 drop frame? No. Okay. I think the next thing I need to set up is some plugins. Okay, 1 second. I gotta get my login info. Should have actually done a speed test this morning. Because, yeah. Internet should be faster than this today. Lost the chat window. Okay, well, this is going slowly. That'll eventually come up, but oh yeah, I don't have a keyboard. I don't have a keyboard that's compatible with the M1 Mac. Yeah, it's taking forever. Okay. Let's try contact. See if this works. Okay, Analog Dreams. Let's see if this loads up. It does. Okay, that came out twice, so why was that? Oh, right, because I set ground control. Let's do audio views. Okay. Let's do a little bit of production. What tempo is that? Yeah, that might work. Still waiting on Blue Cloud. Okay, so this is where it's good to use razor edits. When you have something looping and you want to make edits, like duplicate things, select things, because otherwise you lose your selection. Keep doing it. Okay, let's make a region. And I want to razor edit this, duplicate that. I want something a little different here. All right, so it's going to be something stupid like that where it plays the same thing 3 times and then goes up a couple notes and then repeats. Man, Blue Cloud, I don't know what it's doing. It's not starting. I don't know if it's like downloading a million things. How close can you razor edit? What is the toolbar? There isn't a toolbar icon. It's Alt right drag by default. And the thing is, the main difference from like making a time selection, item selection, is that you can have multiples. So, so I can add shift and then make another selection. You have basically multiple selections for items and time and envelopes, and they're all kind of they're all independent of the main time selection or loop points. And when you duplicate, so if I duplicate this, right? If I, wrong button. I duplicate this, wrong button again. If I duplicate with a normal time item selection, it just merges with whatever is there. If I undo that, make that a razor edit, and duplicate that, it removes any of the stuff on the track below. What else? The other thing is that like envelopes, without razor edits, you can't select sections of envelopes on multiple tracks or even in multiple lanes at the same time and move them to somewhere else in the project. So, yeah, it's a pretty powerful thing, but it's not like the go-to only way to edit. It's just adding on to whatever editing skills you have now. Can't quite get this figured out, the pattern I wanted. Too long didn't read. Is the M1 Mac Mini good for the Reaper and plugins? Pretty good. Certainly a lot easier to get set up than like building a custom PC, especially if you're looking for a graphics card at this time. A year ago, it was hard to find a graphics card. I think it's even more hard now. But I spent less on the Mac Mini, and it's about as powerful as my Ryzen system. The downside is that there's no expandability. So when I built that PC, I started out with 16 gigs of RAM, and then I upgraded it to 32. And I didn't need that much, but I have the option. And I could always take out those 4 sticks of RAM and upgrade to just 2 sticks and still have 32 gigs of RAM and be able to go up to 64 or 128 if there's ever the need to, but there isn't. And I can swap out so many of the different components. Like with the Ryzen systems, you can usually swap out the chips or the actual processor. You can change the RAM. You can change the graphics card. You know, there's lots of little things on Mac that I prefer, like zooming in cleanly. It just like becomes a mushy, pixelated mess on Windows, and there wasn't anything. It's hard to get a graphics card. It took 45 days to get a cheap one. Yeah, I spent about 200 on mine. It runs OBS fine, but it's not like amazing for gaming. Which was kind of disappointing, because to me $200 is a lot of money for a single component. I think I've only made this worse. Yeah, damn Bitcoin miners. I don't regret getting the PC at all because what was I going to say? This helicopter is really distracting me right now. I don't regret getting the PC because I was able to play lots of games on it. So, you know, being able to play Valheim right when it came out, that's been awesome. What else do I have? The Outer Worlds I've played 7 Days to Die on PC, which is just an amazing difference between the PC and the PlayStation version, which has been abandoned by that company. Yeah, just being able to play games and you know, you can't play games on Mac, really. So there's a lot more things you can do on PC, but the things that Mac is really good at is a more refined experience. Like AirDrop is amazing. So I've got 2 iPads, 4 iPhones right now, and being able to just send a photo like directly to the computer instead of having to like send it to Dropbox and download it from Dropbox or something like that, or like email it to yourself and things like that. I was always making my video thumbnails on Pixelmator Pro, and it's just an amazing app, and it's Mac only. So it was like the only thing I had to go back every time I do a video. I had to send the screenshots from my PC to my MacBook, edit the thing, send it back, and then upload it. It's kind of annoying. Very annoying. Valheim is worth it. Miss Pixelmator a lot. Affinity, yeah, the cost of Affinity after already having Pixelmator and loving it wasn't worth buying that as well and like having to relearn everything. Things like the mandala effect in Pixelmator was just so good. You guys probably saw that with my CSI and BCF 2000 video. I actually don't have the thumbnails. Do I have the thumbnails? I don't think I have the thumbnails on this computer. I think I have them archived. But yeah, just it's such a complicated effect that's just done instantly in Pixelmator Pro and in real time. And on Windows, like without buying Photoshop, there's not really a lot of great options for image and like photo editing and stuff, or like designing work. Affinity Designer, but it's also like about as much as Photoshop. I was using Krita, and it was just the worst. It was like a step above the GIMP, but pretty terrible. Especially like what I'm used to is like all that AI enhanced stuff that Pixelmator has. Okay. Second synth. Will that work? I'm not sure if that'll work. What note was that? That was a F. That's not quite right, but we'll just start with that. And oops, I duplicated everything. Trying to figure out if I can have that sort of this thing. Oh, I didn't even realize there was an ARP on it. I could have just held that down. I don't know. It sounds crappy, but just testing stuff today. I love a machine that doesn't sound like a jet engine. Yeah, like, I'll check. It's warm. It's warm, but it's not hot. My audio interface feels hotter. Affinity has some bugs that annoy me. Pinnacle for medium end video. I do all my video in Reaper. I'm comfortable with that. Rainbow Dickhead. Why would you choose that name? You can choose your own name on this platform. Why would you choose that? The Mini has a fan, but it's quiet. And the power supply for the size of the computer is quite large. So like for the power consumption that it has a way more powerful power supply than it needs. GPU is loud. Yeah, it's hard to make a GPU quieter. This is the base model M1 Mac. So it's 8 gigs of RAM. The stock hard drive. Came to 850 US. No, Canadian. So, pretty cheap. Yeah, we'll see how much the amount of RAM actually matters. I've heard very mixed things. Like people buying the 16 because it's the max, and then they can't prove that they need it. They make videos of justifying it, even though they had no proof that they needed it. It's a new way of writing programs and everything, right? So like the RAM is attached to the CPU, which should reduce a lot of bottlenecks. Like it's integrated into the same chip, and the graphics card is all in the same chip, so it should make a difference with that kind of stuff. don't have any reverbs right now. Yeah, I got pretty used to Windows as well. It was easier to go from Mac to Windows than it was to go back from Windows to Mac recently. I don't know. Which means you have to buy a new CPU to upgrade RAM. Yeah, essentially all of the M1 stuff is running the same thing as an iPad chip. And, you know, they are very powerful and very efficient. They don't get hot. You know, a lot of the typical like thermal limits and stuff like that makes a difference. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's a new sort of era of CPUs. The downside of it being all integrated, yeah, but also they keep their value really well. So you kind of pay a premium for the first year, and then you can sell it, and when the next one comes out, stick the Sandstorm synth on it and call it done. Hey Sid, how's it going? Both of the MacBook Pros that I've bought have lasted for a long time, so I'm pretty confident that the M1 Mac Mini will last me as well. My PC lasted over a year, but pretty much not many PCs that I've built before have lasted more than like 2 years before I'm completely done with them. I don't think this sounded very good at all. Oh, I've got these changed notes on me? How did that happen? And this likes to stick notes. Awesome. Let's see if Loop Cloud ever opened. No. Come on. Oh, wrong loop. No. No. Okay. Where is it? I think I have a library of sounds already. No. Oh, good. So my library is still here. That's good. Yeah, so I think we're actually gonna stop here. Let's yeah, I don't know. I've had enough. I'm hungry. Sid says moved from 2013 MacBook Pro to a 2019 last year. The 2013 was doing fine, but it's about the point where the resale was going to tank. So timing to buy a new one was pretty perfect. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the 2015 that I still have. I bought that in 2017, refurbished, so already a discount on that. Has all the ports that I wanted at the time. Pretty powerful until I started streaming, and it just wasn't powerful enough to like run the session plus Streamlabs or OBS or anything. And yeah, so went with PC for a year, and now back to Mac Mini. I'm sure it's more powerful than that one, but that one's still probably going to be. I'll probably be able to sell it for like 500. I don't know. I missed what Mike's question was about Mega Baby. Yeah, I don't like that. You don't have to use that. The Loop Cloud drum plugin has a sequencer that's pretty okay, kind of like hardware. All right, but yeah, I'm going to end this now. I don't have a thank you screen anymore on this. So I'll just say thank you. Thanks for watching, and well, I don't know. I'll make some more videos at some point. See you later.